Hey, this is John from Alloy 211. Today's video I want to talk about smokeless powder, the kind you use in reloading, just a little bit. I thought about doing this video because recently my brother gave me quite a few different reloading components, some bullets, some powder, and some casings. And some of the powder has been opened, and it made me think, well, I wonder how good this powder is. And I've had some older powders and I used them, and I looked into it before, and I thought, well, I'll make a video about it. Because maybe some people don't know. Hopefully. I'm sure a lot of people do. But anyway, smokeless powder in a sealed container from the factory can last indefinitely and kept in the proper environmental conditions in a climate controlled environment without wide variations between temperature and such. But even a sealed factory container kept in the wrong environmental conditions will go bad. So that's something to remember too. Now, once a container of smokeless powder is opened, it will immediately begin to deteriorate. But as long as it is kept sealed and in a cool, dark, climate-controlled place, it can last for a long time as well. I have some powder myself that when I bought it, it was 10 years old. And I know that because it's got labels from the place that it was purchased from originally, and it had been out of business for a decade before I bought this from someone in a big bunch of reloading stuff that they were selling. So, and that powder still works fine. I haven't had any problems. It shoots just as well as what is supposed to new. So, but like I said, even stuff that is kept in the sealed factory container in the wrong environmental conditions can go bad. And some of the things to look for when you first look at a powder like that is, are there any changes in the container itself? Has the cap changed color? Say it's got supposed to have a red cap on it, but it's changed to a white cap on plastic. That indicates that there could be a chemical change inside the powder itself, and it probably has gone bad. Another thing to check when you open it, if you open it and pull that off, and also be very careful with smokeless powder. I mean, it is highly flammable, and you want to keep it away from open flames and heat sources. Also, you don't really want this to be mixed with fire. It will go, but obviously. Anyway, when you open it up, if a brown or rust colored sort of flume comes out of it, like a smoke, that's an indication the powder has also gone bad. And then the next thing to do once you've opened it is to smell it, kind of give it a whiff test. And it really should smell like nothing. There should be very little odor. If there's an odor of alcohol, acetate, or ether, that's okay. It's probably just the powder itself. But if the odor is like a very foul odor or an acidic odor, that's another sign that the powder has gone bad and should not be used. So, but then also you can have powder that is starting to go bad but hasn't gone bad yet. It won't exhibit those particular characteristics, but you'll notice a variation in shots and velocity. So if you start to notice that, that's a sign that the powder is on its way out. And once the powder goes bad, there's really not anything you can do with it other than get rid of it. So you want to go ahead and spread it thinly in your lawn or in your garden. Some people recommend garden. I don't know. I'd be more comfortable in my lawn probably. Or you can take and make small, thin piles of it and burn it. But I mean, if you have a large amount, say like a pound, that's a lot to get rid of that way. I would really think spreading it in your yard. And thin, you don't want to let any piles of it really in your yard, just thin spreading. And then two, like this is a can of powder that my brother gave me. And if you look at it, the container itself looks pretty good. There are a couple small rust spots on it, but the cap, this is a metal cap. If it became excessively rusty, or say this thing rusted overnight or within a week, it went from this to severely rusty, that'd be a sign the powder went bad too. But there's no excessive rust on this container. I think with this one, I'm going to go ahead and load a few rounds of it up, see how they fire. If they work fine, then I'll go ahead and use it up, because it's free powder. But there was another container, and this is actually more the container that prompted me to make the video, because I thought, you know, this is not something that should probably be used. And that's this container of powder. Now, it says unique on it, but this is not the original factory container. And I really wouldn't just trust someone's marker that this is unique. And you can't do that. You can't really trust it. I know some people might, but you shouldn't. You don't know what this powder is. And if you load it like you would load for unique, you may have created an unsafe cartridge. Now, it may be unique, but then also, this isn't really the proper container to store something like this in either. So that worries me. Now, it doesn't actually smell bad. It might be good. It really doesn't look bad. But regardless, this is not worth risking my firearm. So I'm probably not going to use this. I will probably dispose of this. And like I said, this is what really prompted me to do the video, thinking, you know, I don't want to use this. And people probably shouldn't use this. If you were to come across this, say, that someone was selling you or a relative was giving you, it is probably best just to dispose of it. But, I mean, that's your call. That's what I would say, though. Anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope maybe you learned something from it, if you did. Or if you have some additional comments or things you'd like to add to it, go ahead and comment below. Thanks for watching, and if you watch some other videos and like those, go ahead and subscribe. Thanks. Have a good day.